I'm 22.
Fantastic. What are your thoughts on the topic?
Yeah, so I thought that trans meant like the opposite of, right?
Kind of. Not quite, but close.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to just get my thought out. Okay. So I thought being transgender is like a binary term, right? Like I thought it was like if you're transgender, then you're still binary. You're just the opposite. Your gender and your sex are not the same, right? But like there's a non-binary thing, which is not a binary term, right? So
Okay, I think you're getting genders mixed up with cisgender and transgender. Cisgender and transgender aren't genders themselves. The prefix cis means on the same side of. The prefix trans means on the opposite side of. So really, there are. So cisgender specifically means that your sex assigned at birth and your gender identity align. Transgender means that your sex assigned at birth and your gender identity don't align. And then there can be any number of genders that apply here.
okay, so being transgender doesn't necessarily like mean that like I was male assigned at birth and now I identify as a woman. So that would be transgender, right? So, but transgender can also mean like I'm agender or I'm gender fluid. Like that's still transgender.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See, I guess the whole non-binary, binary, like the two differences or whatever. That's what confuses me. So.
It's okay to be confused. So what is it about non-binary versus binary that you're confused about?
I think it's so binary terms would be like woman and man, right? Like those would be like
Yep.
binary terms,
Those,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yep.
And then like non-binary terms would be like, I mean, non-binary is like agender, gender fluid. I know those are like not necessarily terms, but so like I think I get the basics, but I guess I was confused about like the I thought that transgender was only for the binary terms. The non-binary was for the non-binary terms. If that makes sense.
So again, transgender only means that your sex assigned at birth and your gender identity don't align. So that would mean that non-binary people are transgender. Because no one's assigned non-binary at birth.
Right, which is why I was confused. I know that you kind of like explained it a little bit to me, which I think maybe I have a better understanding of it now. I mean, I'll still have to like do my own like research to like fully understand it, but and I also think I was talking with someone the other day, and I guess it's a big controversy, like whether non-binary it's under the category of transgender. Is that like a big controversy?
So, there are non-binary people who don't like to use the term transgender. I will never tell a non-binary person that they have to use the term transgender. However, there are cisgender people who are anti-trans in the first place that like to argue that non-binary people don't exist, that they're not valid. And then there are transgender people that are binary, the transgender women, transgender men, that try to argue that that non-binary is not transgender, but it is. They're just being exclusionary.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, thank you. If I have any more questions, because I am trying to research like deeper. I mean, we've had conversations before. You know, like I've told you, I've been trying to do deeper research. I'm like struggling with my own gender identity right now, and so I'm trying to learn everything I can so I can figure out like my own identity. And So I hop up here every time I have questions. So,
all right, badass.
thank you for talking to me.
No problem. Appreciate you being here, Bella. You have a good one.
You, bye.
All right, everyone, keep tapping that screen. Share the live, please. Let's get it up to 10,000 likes. I appreciate you all being here on the backup. The main is banned for another 6 days. So yeah, thank you for being here on the backup. We are raising money for a family in Palestine. I'll bring up another guest in just a moment, but in the meantime, this is the family we're raising money for. They are trying to raise 30,000 euros. This is to help them escape Gaza. They're currently trapped in Gaza. So yeah, we're trying to help them get out and continue their education elsewhere safely. So anyone who can donate, please consider doing so. If you go to my main account, adorable_rainbowfist_, the link tree in my main account has a direct link to the GoFundMe, or all the gifts that I received today will be going towards this family. 100% of the gifts. So if you want to help out, maybe, oops, 1 second. If you want to help out, maybe consider sending a galaxy. All right, let's get the topic back up. Hello, I don't know how to say your name. Tori Betch. You with me, Tori? You're off app. If you're talking, you're off app and I cannot hear you. Tori, you were begging to come up. Talk to me. What's up? What's happening? All right, maybe I'll give you another shot later on. Hello, Tim. How you doing?
Hi.
How old are you, please?
I'm 34.
Fantastic. All right, what are your thoughts on the topic?
Well, I seen that you were helping a family in Palestine, and I just want to say, like, I have, I know that we can't just group a whole population of people based on a few people's actions. Okay, so great for helping people in Palestine.
I just want to be clear that I am not here to debate anything about Palestine.
Right. But okay, I'm just trying to get understanding. I'm not trying to debate anything.
Sure, we can talk about the topic. If you don't want to donate to this family, you don't have to.
No, I mean, that's not my problem. I don't. They seem like, like they have a legitimate reason to want to leave and get education somewhere else. I'm not against that. I'm just confused on why there's so much support for Hamas from the LGBTQ community. I'm just really confused on that. And if you could help educate me.
I don't know how many more times I can set this boundary. I'm not here to talk about that. If you don't want to send money to this family, don't.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I'll go then.
Okay. Bye. Respect boundaries, people. Respect boundaries. Hello, Heather. How you doing?
Good morning, Adora. How are you?
Doing all right. How old are you, please?
I am 53.
53. Fantastic. What are your thoughts on the topic?
Don't agree.
Fantastic.
I'm not here to put anybody down. I believe to each his own. But to me, it seems like a pacifier. So not this or transgender.
Your audio is not fantastic. I'm losing a few words.
Is this any better?
Yeah, it's breaking up a bit.
I have a full signal. It should be
Okay, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you fine.
I just don't think like you're categorizing. There should be like trans is when you're born like a male or female, and you transgender into a the other sex. Is that correct?
So transgender isn't a verb. It's not an action that you do. Transgender just means that your sex assigned at birth and your gender identity don't align. Cisgender means that your sex assigned at birth and your gender identity do align. That's it.
Okay, so if you're transgender, are you? How do I want to word this? It doesn't matter. You don't have to have the surgery or anything like that.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I feel like, well, I guess I don't know. I kind of just feel like it's a category. It's either you're cis or trans. I feel like there's more to it than just that.
So what else would there be then?
I just think that there are lesbians and there are gay men. There are bisexual.
Those are sexualities, not gender identities.
Okay.
A lot of people get that mixed up. Don't feel bad. A lot of people get that mixed up.
Listen, I'm not, like I said, I am not here to put anybody down, and I am not here to debate, like argue with you over what is what. I'm just here to learn.
Sure, yeah. So
I can understand it better.
Sure. So this statement up here, this is all about people's relationship with their sex assigned at birth and their gender identity. It has nothing to do with who they're attracted to, whether they're attracted to anyone. When you come out, they take a look at your genitalia and they assume your sex based on your genitalia. And if your gender identity ends up not aligning with that assumption that they make, you're transgender. And if your gender identity does end up aligning with that assumed sex, then you're cisgender.
I mean, that does seem pretty cut and dry, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm here to learn, because I don't want to offend anybody anywhere ever. That's not what this is about. I just didn't.
Sure,
just
right.
The way I thought it, I was obviously wrong the way in my thinking. Which is why I'm glad that I got a chance to talk to you.
All right.
And
Awesome.
get that explained to me. Because again, confusion can lead to, just people being very ignorant. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. But at the end of the day, I guess we're all people. And we all need to. Well, I mean, we shouldn't have labels, but unfortunately, we do. And
I think labels are helpful in some situations. They're not needed in all situations, but there are times when it's important to be able to identify certain characteristics of people, and labels are helpful to do that.
True. Very true. Very true. I mean, I think you've kind of made me change my mind a little bit now from what I was originally thinking. But that, to me, like I said, is not a bad thing. I'm not here to.
All right.
I'm not here to put anybody down or make anybody feel bad.
I appreciate you, Heather, though. It sounds like you're on a journey of learning. I'm going to move on to the next guest now, though, unless you have another question.
You know what? I really don't, but I do thank you for letting me come on and at least try to get straightened out.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. 1 second, guys.
Shadi, I like a look. Shadi,
Okay.
I like a look.
All right. So the name of the family that we are fundraising for right now, guys, it is the person who's running the fundraiser is Shadi Alaika. That is the person's name. He's raising money for his family to get out of Gaza, to get to safety, so that they can continue their education elsewhere. So 100% of the gifts that I received today are going to this family in Gaza. So all help is appreciated. Not the ableism in chat.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing, Throne?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing all right. Thank you for the flower crown. I saw that. Thank you. So, Throne, how old are you, please?
I'm 35.
35. All right, fantastic. And what are your thoughts on the topic?
I disagree, man. I mean, cis isn't a thing. Like, it's not an actual gender. I'm of the notion that there's only two genders, male and female. I'm accepting.
Sure, but neither of these are genders. Cisgender and transgender are not genders.
What do you say when you say trans? You said transgender. What do you say when you
Right, that doesn't make it a gender. Again, that doesn't make, just because the word gender's in there doesn't make it a gender.
So what does that mean to you then?
Right, so cis is a Latin prefix meaning on the same side of. When you put cis and gender together, what that means is that your sex assigned at birth and your gender identity align.
So when you say somebody is cis, that you're talking about what?
Their assigned sex at birth and their gender identity.
So you're talking about gender.
More specifically, I'm talking about their relationship with their assigned sex and their gender identity.
That's confusing.
I'm not. It doesn't say what their gender identity is. So, for instance, if you're assigned male at birth and you identify as a man, that is what we typically see. If you're male, you're typically a man. So that would mean that your sex and your gender align, making you cisgender.
Well, no, that just means you're a man. That doesn't make you a cisgender. That makes you a man, a male.
No, that doesn't determine your gender.
It does.
We're not talking. Throne, are you in a moving vehicle?
Yeah, I'm a passenger.
All right, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can't be in a moving vehicle on live. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
How are you?
Is it Jai Xander?
Jay
Xander.
Did I go by? Yeah.
Jay Xander. Okay, fantastic. How old are you, please?
I am 22, almost 23. Hey.
22, almost 23. Fantastic.
Yes.
And what are your thoughts on the topic?
I 100% agree.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you wanted to say?
One sec. Let me go outside for this.
Someone just redeemed Hydrate over on Twitch. 1 second.
Oh, okay. I believe that full-heartedly. So, I had other thoughts and then
It's okay. It happens.
so give me like 2 seconds.
You're
so
good. Take your time.
So that would mean, I guess since I'm gender fluid, I sometimes feel like I could technically feel like I'm both. Like cis and trans at some points.
I think that's fair. I do understand that. Like, if you're, I don't know what your assigned sex at birth is. It's not my business. But when you're gender fluid, your gender identity fluctuates. So I can see that. My personal argument.
What
Sure.
is your?
Yeah. My argument would be that. That's it's okay. It's okay. You know, I'm not gonna tell a gender fluid person about what it means to be gender fluid. So
I would to know your. You know what? If you want to say your view on it, I'm open.
No, okay. So my thought is that gender fluid is the gender. Your identity may fluctuate between between various genders, but even though you have an innate sense of one day that's one thing and an innate sense of one day that's another thing, your gender identity is gender fluid, which would make you transgender, no matter what your gender identity that day is. That's my thoughts, but I'm hardly solid in that thought.
I think of it like this. I do. Sharky, Panda, stop. Since I identify with all of it, I feel like I kind of relate to being cis as well as being trans. It's still, I don't know how to explain it except for there are days where I feel cis. Where I feel like I am solid, and then there's days where I'm like, no.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. I am not going to tell you that being gender fluid doesn't mean that some days you're cis, some days you're trans. Not going to tell you that.
Yeah. I feel like it depends on the person.
Sure, I can get behind that too. Yep.
I feel like there's people that are like, I'm 100% trans. If I'm gender fluid, and then there's people like me. I feel like that's valid. It really, yeah.
All right.
Anything
else you wanted to say, Jay?
I didn't have anything else to say. I just wanted to know more opinions, because some people are like, or whatever.
Appreciate you so much, Jay. You have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
That was nice. Let's get some WJs in chat, guys. WJ. God damn it. 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right. So again, we are raising money for this family in Palestine. This is Shadi Aluk, who is trying to raise 30,000 euros for his family who is currently trapped in Gaza. They're trying to get out. They're trying to get to safety. They're trying to continue their education. All the gifts that I received today will be going to this family in Gaza. So please, guys, consider either sending gifts such as the galaxies that I'm requesting up top, or you can go to my main account, go to my link tree in my main account, and donate directly to the GoFundMe. Shadi Alaikaluk. I still think I'm pronouncing it wrong. Any reason I chose this specific family? I did not. This is a campaign that is being run by Aaron Hadamer. So I reached out to Aaron and said, hey, I would like to help you out with this. And Aaron Hadamer said, hey, this is your family. This is the family that you've been assigned to. Aaron Hadamer is spearheading this campaign. So if you are interested in this campaign, you got questions about this campaign, check out... if you're interested in participating, go check out Aaron Hadamer's page. She has loads and loads of videos about this. And yeah. What do I identify as? I am a woman. Why do we need labels? Labels help us communicate. Hello, Mixty.
Hi.
That is a super cool name. I absolutely love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How old are you, please?
I am 21.
21. All right. What are your thoughts on the topic?
So I would have to say I agree to disagree only on certain terms. Because I feel like there are people who are as well, like just like earlier topic, gender fluid and non-binary. And I have some close friends who are non-binary, and they would disagree with being trans only because they feel like they're neither.
Yeah, I'm never going to tell a non-binary person that they have to identify as trans. Never.
And that's like my opinion, but I strongly believe like if you are born a woman at birth, you are cis female. That is what you are. So with the people in the comments are kind of like, well, I'm not going to identify as that. I'm a woman. Yes, you were a woman, but you are cis female. That is the term to use when you're talking to people about these topics.
So you do understand the correct usage of the word cis then?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So you just wanted to make the point that not all non-binary people identify as trans.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have that question about how, because you were talking earlier with Jay about how gender fluid, some people are trans. I wanted to kind of hear more about that. Like your opinion and how you like.
Sorry, who is trans? Sorry? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry. So just a second ago, you were talking to, I think it was Jay, about gender fluid and how you do agree that it also kind of correlates with being trans. And I just wanted to hear more about that. Like, I want to hear your opinion on that.
Gender fluid correlating with being trans?
Yeah.
Is there a sex that aligns with being gender fluid?
Well, some people feel like, I know that some people feel like they're both on some days, or they're specifically one day. You know, I just kind of wanted to hear your opinion on.
So, bigender is a thing, meaning someone having two genders simultaneously, and gender fluid is a thing, meaning their gender fluctuates. To me, in both those cases, someone who is bigender, the gender identity would be bigender. And for a gender fluid person, even though one day they might identify as a man, one day they might identify as a woman, the gender identity is gender fluid. And nobody is assigned gender fluid at birth. Nobody's assigned bigender at birth.
Okay, I had no idea bigender was a thing. I'm gonna be honest, the whole gender fluid, bigender, those terms are newer to me. And because of my friends, I am trying to like learn more about these things. So watching your lives really does help.
I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I feel like you're like educating me more on these things for me to better help my friends and my family. So there's a lot of people who are just closed-minded and don't think about change. And it's like, kind of get what 2024, people are changing. You know, you need to understand these terms.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, but that's all.
Anything else you wanted to say, Mixty?
No, that was all. Thank you so much for hearing me out. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You have a good one. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. Just got to send a quick DM. All right. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Okay, Double Trouble, please comment. Double Trouble, please comment. Say hi, Double Trouble. There we go. Best character in the entire show. All right, there we go.
Hey,
Hello, how's it going?
good. So I agree with everything. I just have a question, like off topic.
How old are you, sorry?
Sorry, 18.
18. What year were you born?
In November 2005.
Okay, fantastic. All right, go for it. What's your question?
I'm just wondering when you're doing the 4 in a row game.
Oh, I don't have a set plan, but I will definitely. That's where I recognize you from. Okay, yeah, I will definitely be doing it again. I don't have a solid plan in place. My platform is still going through a lot of changes right now, so I just want to take things one step at a time while I figure out a new schedule.
Yeah, I think if you don't have many requests in the box, you can do a few games if there's not many requests.
Yeah, sure. I could play against chat. Or what? There's any kind of fun things that we can do. It was a blast playing, and I'll probably play again soon. I don't know when, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
All right, you have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Hello, JTYB. How you doing?
How you doing? I'm good.
How old are you, please?
I'm 20.
20. Fantastic. What year were you born?
2003.
Fantastic. Okay, what are your thoughts on the topic?
See, I slight agree, but slight disagree. I'm a trans man myself, and
Badass.
I know you already talked about non-binary people kind of being under the spectrum, but I don't agree that it's either or. You know, I feel like you still get your opportunity to say that you're in the middle. You're not completely trans and you're not completely cis. You know.
So what would be in the middle then? Give me an example, please.
More non-binary, I feel like, because there's people who haven't medically transitioned or are just transitioned to trans or family.
Neither of these terms require any amount of transition. You can be transgender and not make any changes.
Correct. I understand that, yeah. But if you're not identifying as the complete opposite of the gender you were born as, I feel like if you haven't medically transitioned, you get to decide if you're trans or not.
I don't think it is a decision. Look, I'm not going to tell non-binary people that they have to identify as trans. I'm not even going to tell trans people that they have to identify as trans. I think that would be harmful. I think that could trigger dysphoria and be a negative, something that hurts the community. But I'm not aware of anything in between cis or trans.
Okay.
I'm open to hearing about it. Just because I haven't heard of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But no one has yet been able to make what I think is a valid claim for something in between cis or trans.
Valid. I understand there's not really a word for it or any statements that have been put out for it. Maybe if there was, it would be easier to describe. That's really my only opinion on it. I also did want to say that I think you muted me from commenting because you thought I misgendered you, but I was actually changing was misgendering another person that joined the live.
I couldn't speak on that. You'd have to take that up with my mod team. I didn't see the interaction.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking.
Yeah, no problem. You have a good one.
You too.
All right, guys, keep tapping that screen. Where are we? We passed our goal at 10,000. That's awesome. Let's get it to 20,000 taps. 20,000 taps, guys. The only people that are getting blocked are people that aren't here to learn. If you're not here to learn, you're going to get blocked. So just do us all a favor and scroll on. Hello, Honey Bead. How you doing?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How old are you, please?
I'm 20. Born in 2003.
Fantastic. Awesome. And what are your thoughts on the topic?
So I'm genderless. I don't conform to gender. I was raised without a mother, and I'm on the spectrum, so I don't really understand gender. And I don't really like using the label trans for myself.
Okay.
And just because I don't know, I feel like it's a heavy label for me, and I'm very femme presenting. And I'm fine with being referred to as a daughter or being seen as biologically female. That's totally fine by me.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think you're completely valid. Agender is absolutely a thing. There's nothing wrong with being agender at all. And again, I'm not going to tell you that you have to use the transgender label.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to ask. Also, I was muted in your chat as well. So, because someone misgendered one of your guests and I was correcting them. So.
All right. Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
All right.
Have a good day.
Have a good one. Hello, Lips. How you doing? Lips, you with me? Lips is not with me. Okay. All right. I don't think we have any more requests, guys. So how are we all doing? It's okay, Lips. It's okay. 4 in a row game, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun running that. Did I finish TTPD? What is TTPD? TikTok Police Department? I don't know. I'm just making up words. Tortured Poets Department. Okay, no. Yeah, that's how good of a Swiftie I am. I didn't know what that was. No, I have not finished it. It's overwhelming to me. It's too much. It's not hard to overwhelm me. Like, here's how it was for me. I love the album Midnights. Absolutely love it. But for me, Midnights was too short. It needed more songs. Tortured Poets Department, too many songs. It overwhelms me. I'm completely overwhelmed by Tortured Poets Department. There's too much there. Why do I ask for people's age when they join a live? Because I have to make sure that they're 18 or older. A, I don't want to talk to people that are under the age of 18. And B, TikTok requires that people be 18 or older to go live. Good morning to you, Chef Rex. How you doing? TikTok Police Department. Hands in the air. This is the TikTok Police Department. How did I meet Mel? Here on TikTok. Mel saw me, the first major live that I ever did. I was lying in the hospital recovering from bottom surgery. Got thousands and thousands of viewers, way more than I ever expected to get. And Mel was one of those viewers. That is where Mel first saw me. I didn't see Mel at that time, but word is one of her friends saw that I was getting a ton of hate in the comments, and she did a call out. Said, "Hey, everyone, this trans woman is recovering from her bottom surgery. She's getting loads of hate in comments. Let's go spread some love." And that's how I met Mel and Co. You found me through Mel? Badass. I'm sure a lot of people here found me through Mel. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you, KT Girl. Am I still donating to an Islander organization this month also? The weekly donation, I don't know. I gotta figure something out. Yes, the answer is yes. I'm going to figure that out. I'm doing two things at once, and I'm overwhelming myself. But yes, I want to bring attention to the fact that it is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander Month, Awareness Month. So spread some love if you can. Donate to an AA NHPI charity. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah Rose. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
I am doing all right. How old are you, please?
31.
31. Fantastic. What are your thoughts on the topic?
Well, can you explain the topic?
Sure. Cisgender means that your sex assigned at birth and your gender identity align. Transgender means that your sex assigned at birth and your gender identity don't align. It is my opinion that everyone falls into one of those two categories. I'm not aware of a category in between that.
I guess I just don't understand. I fully don't get it.
Okay, so if you're assigned female at birth and you identify as a woman, that would make you cisgender. If you're assigned female at birth and you identify as anything other than a woman, that would make you transgender.
According to who?
The definitions of the words.
So, if you feel a certain way, you can then just become what you say you feel. Is that what you're?
Nope. I'm not saying you don't become transgender. You are transgender.
Do you think that you were transgender before you were like born? Like,
Yeah, I was always going to be transgender. I was not influenced to become transgender.
How? I mean, so if the definitions didn't exist, how would you then know what category you fall into?
So definitions describe things that we observe. So it's the definition doesn't come first, and then we and then we apply the definition. No, we observe something in society, and then we make a word and describe it as a result. So transgender people already existed, and we just needed a word to describe the experience.
I guess I'm just what I don't understand, and what is so. If you feel as though your spirit has always been a female, and that's what it is. I mean, and when that happened, I don't. So if you feel like your spirit has always been a female, because you say that you then are. I mean, do you not agree that there's two genders, male and female? When you're born, you're a male.
Yeah,
right?
If we're talking about biological sex, those aren't genders. Male and female, in reference to biological sex, that's related to your reproductive functions, not your gender identity.
So why is there a man and a woman?
Why is there a man and a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Pure dumb chance.
So
a lot of really lucky things happened.
Trans implies that you changed. So you changed from cis to trans?
Nope. Trans means on the opposite side of.
Like,
what's the criteria for being a black woman?
I identify with because I mean,
I cannot stand when people go right to the race route as if it's some huge gotcha. It's not. There's
about race. It's genuinely about
you brought race into this, Sarah.
I want to look a certain way. I can do everything that I can in my power to look that way, but I will never be that, right? So because you want to be a woman, you can do everything in your power to look as a woman, live as a woman, but you will never really truly be a woman, right?
Wrong. I am a woman. No.
Why are you a woman?
It's my innate sense of self.
innate sense of self. So, but
Yes.
so do you not feel like you proclaiming that you're a woman takes away from the very it's a really unique, beautiful experience to be a woman.
Fucking right it is.
Live
Fucking right it
as
is.
a woman.
Yes.
And
yes,
you
it
don't
is.
just get that.
I know firsthand.
You know firsthand.
Yeah, I know firsthand.
I don't know firsthand what it's like to be a man.
Neither do I.
That is mind-boggling to me that you would say that, because you were genuinely born a man.
No, for sure. I was socialized to become a man, for sure. So I have an idea of what it's like to be a man, but I do not have any idea what it's like to have that deep truth that I know about myself that says that I'm a man. I've never had that. I've never held this knowledge within myself that said that I was a man.
Right. But that
everyone told me I was a man. Everyone treated me like a man.
That you get to go out in the world and expect to be treated as a woman.
Why not? Why don't I get to expect to be treated like a woman?
Certain way, and you don't identify with whatever you were born as. So, okay, so as a woman, do you feel uncomfortable in the bathroom with men?
Yeah, which is why I use the women's restroom.
Why are you uncomfortable in the bathroom with men?
A, because I'm not a man. B, because I don't feel safe around men.
But wouldn't you be able to step back and see the perspective of maybe mothers with their young
mothers with their
in the
kids?
bathroom with transgender men?
No, what I hear is transphobes hiding behind their kids and forgetting the fact that transgender kids exist too.
Transphobes hiding behind their kids. So you don't think that people who are genuinely concerned of protecting their parents, you don't think that that's a thing at all? You think it's just transphobes?
I think that you're hiding behind when you make the argument that, oh, what about our kids? You're using kids to hide behind. You're using kids as a shield for your transphobia.
In every case, you think that that's the situation. In every single one of them, you think that's the case.
There is no valid excuse for transphobia.
But I'm not. You're saying that they're transphobic. You're the one saying that all of these parents are transphobic. That doesn't mean that it's.
If someone's intention is to exclude transgender people from the restrooms of our identities, that is inherently transphobic.
No, it's not, because people can have opinions and wants and needs that aren't out to get you. Not everybody and everything is out to get you.
Trying to exclude me from a space. Is if that's not out to get me, I don't know what is.
You just said you were scared.
How old are you, please?
Oh, I'm 40 actually.
This is my boyfriend.
40, fantastic. Thank you.
So, I mean, but you just said you were uncomfortable in a men's bathroom. Like, why? And so you have to respect like other people being uncomfortable with you in their bathroom, right?
So if I go into a men's restroom and I'm uncomfortable, should I tell all the men in there to leave because I'm uncomfortable?
Well, that's what's happening, like on both.
No, it isn't. Right? I'm not telling women to leave the women's restroom.
Yeah, but they don't want you in there. What if they're uncomfortable with you in there?
That's a them problem. They're welcome to leave. Hi, Mel.
Literally, it's her bathroom too.
See how you're contradicting yourself?
I'm not.
It's
Yeah,
a
you are,
women's
because
restroom, and trans women are women, so they also can go into the women's restroom.
Okay. So again, it's like, what if dudes were uncomfortable with women in the in going and using their bathroom?
What if dudes were uncomfortable with women using their bathroom? What?
Yes.
What if a man doesn't want a woman in the bathroom?
I don't want women using the men's restroom.
When do women use the men's restroom?
What?
What are you saying?
It's very clear. What if I, as a man, am uncomfortable having women legally come and use the public restroom with me?
Women can walk into the men's restroom. Women can walk into the men's restroom. There's no laws about that.
Yes, there is. Yes,
there's
there
not.
What? Why are there men and women restrooms then? This is ridiculous.
There are no men in women's restrooms. Like, what are you talking about?
This is crazy.
Wait, you're saying that there are no restrooms designated to men and designated women? Because that's the whole
Not
argument.
what I
right?
said. No.
That's not a fair argument. Like you're being ridiculous, right? Like you're just saying
Your argument is what's not making any sense.
I don't have an argument. It was a question. I asked
You do know that trans men also exist, right?
Yes, I'm aware. So the question was, what if I as a
do you
dude-
have an issue with trans men using the men's restroom?
I have an issue with trans. What if I did? Would
Do
you
you?
respect that?
I asked, do you?
If I did, would you respect that?
No, that's still your problem. But do you have a problem with that?
See how that works though? See how that works? You're like saying like
Yeah, how it works is if you are uncomfortable with someone else's
actually-
existence,
but
that's a
you
you
see how-
problem and you need to leave. You don't make the other
how it
person.
wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem before you showed up. Because you're saying you're the opposite gender and you're using a gendered restroom.
Trans women have always used the women's restroom. There hasn't been a problem. I don't even think you have an understanding of what you're arguing about right now.
I mean, to be clear, there has been a problem, and that's been the way that cisgender people have treated transgender people, not the other way around.
But going back to my point, Adora, that I asked you is you.
Literally a transgender kid, and she goes into the bathroom, into the women's restroom.
I mean, that's a whole different
It's really
ballgame.
not. It's really not. It's just you don't have an understanding of what being transgender is.
My point is that you cannot just completely blow off an entire opinion of millions of people and just label it as they're hiding behind, or that you can't. If you want people to see your perspective and understand your view and what you need and want, then why can't
We're
you give other
discriminating
people the
against
same?
people. We don't have to respect that.
What would you have me do, Sarah?
Why are you rude? And you.
What is your solution? What is the irony of that statement, Sarah? What is your solution?
My solution to bathrooms and people, and so.
Yep.
Make a transgender bathroom.
Make a transgender bathroom.
Yes.
Does transphobia exist?
It does.
Okay, what does transphobia look like?
Transphobia, I think, is like it would be like discriminating against somebody because of them being a transgender person, right?
Sure, so we agree that transphobia exists. That it's discriminating against people because they're transgender. It can also be violence. We can agree on that, right?
Right.
It can, yeah.
So there are people that wish harm on trans people one way or another.
Okay. Yes.
So so what that means is that if we have a specific bathroom that transgender people have to use, any transgender person who uses that bathroom and anyone who sees a transgender person use that bathroom, they're now going to know that that person is transgender. And if a transphobe sees that, if a transphobic boss sees that, that person might be fired. If a transphobic person who is violent sees that, that person is now at risk. So no, that's just not a viable solution.
Dangerous.
But I mean, I just feel, so what is your solution for the people who feel like it's dangerous to have somebody who was born a man in the bathroom with women?
Provide me that data. Provide me the data that shows that trans people pose a threat.
Exactly. You need to educate yourself on how trans people don't.
And maybe not even trans people are a threat. Like just dudes are a threat, right? And
yeah, so we should ban dudes from public.
and also women are a
It's
threat,
actually
right?
more
Because
specific.
we've seen
It's
all these
cisgender dudes.
we've seen all these women teachers, right, sleeping with their underage students, right?
I'm sensing some misogyny now.
Come up with that
all I'm
shit
saying,
before.
misogyny. No, all I'm saying is both men and women are sexual predators, right? Can we agree on that?
Statistically, sure, but statistically,
Can we
it's
agree
much,
that there are both
much
men
more.
and women sexual predators, right? So if I'm uncomfortable with,
It's majority men. It's majority men.
Cisgender men.
It's not even close.
Right, but it exists, right?
Yeah.
Because if we're talking about majorities, I mean, transgender. I mean,
They're
I
good.
think the
Just
whole
don't go into public.
LGBT
No, you're-
women are there, men are there. Like
So if we're
what?
gonna talk-
Sarah, what you're trying to say is that the small percentage of transgender people who might be dangerous is enough to ban all transgender people. That means that because cisgender men, are by far the greatest threat demographically, we should ban cisgender men from using the restrooms. That is your logic, not mine. Not mine. That's your logic.
Your solution would be. I didn't say that at all.
Well, I think his it's just
Her
to
solution.
use.
Like, come on now.
Yeah, see, their solution is just he's allowed to use the women's.
You
restroom.
just want to misgender people and be an ass. I mean, I don't
No,
know.
I don't. I truly don't. So, like, I think my issue.
Then why are you doing it? If you don't want to
Because
do it,
when
why are you doing it?
When I take my nieces to the movies, right? And I go and they have to go to the bathroom, and then a trans woman or a born male comes in and follows them into the restroom.
What? They're not
Why am I-
following people in. Like,
Why
this
does that
whole
make
thing
me
is just
Why
so
does that?
stupid.
Excuse me. Why does that make me transphobic? Because I'm worried about a male going into the restroom with my.
You wouldn't, for
female
one thing, you
niece.
don't even know, right?
Yes,
They're
I
not just
do.
following
Dude,
kids
what?
into the
Don't
restroom.
be-
They're literally
don't
just going
be-
to the
We
bathroom.
can make an educated guess that person
And,
was
and
born
you know
a
what
male.
happens when you make an educated guess and assume someone's trans? Cis
Wait, let me
people get
stop you
harmed.
really quick because
People get
yesterday
harmed.
Adora was telling people that the appropriate thing is to make educated guesses, right? Am I correct on that?
What are you talking about?
That's what you were advising people, that they don't know for certain, but they can always make an educated guess. So if that's the logic,
I don't know the context of what you're saying.
Yeah.
I need context.
All I'm saying is why does that make me transphobic?
You know what you're saying, and you're
Because
just
I'm worried about-
guessing that you can assume that someone is transgender and therefore like target them. That's bullshit.
No.
One thing
Hold
it
on.
happens. What happens is cisgender people get harmed because there are many masculine cisgender women. They get harmed for being assumed that they're trans.
Okay, wait. So wait again. Why? Let me ask this question again. Why am I transphobic? Because I'm worried about a male going into the bathroom with my female nieces that are 6 years old. Why does that make me transphobic? Doesn't that just make me a concerned person? Like,
How are you gonna know if someone's trans?
You can tell.
No, you can't.
How do you know someone's sex?
You don't. You can't tell.
Wait, I thought that's all different, right? Sex and gender.
You're the one who's saying that if a male goes into the bathroom, how do you know if someone's male or not?
Well, because they have a wiener. They have a
You're not
penis.
gonna
And how do you know?
Well, typically you can tell either Adam's apple, broad shoulders, big hands.
You can make educated guesses that are likely to be correct. But I got news for you: women have Adam's apples.
Okay, no, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah. See, this is
Smaller. It's
Sarah. This is why this is so dangerous. This is why you didn't know that women have Adam's apples. This is why this is dangerous. You could literally
a visible Adam's apple.
Yes, visible Adam's apples. Visible Adam's apples.
I can show you me and Sarah's, and like ours are.
I don't care about yours and Sarah's. I don't care.
But you
Not
should,
every
because it's a really
cisgender
good
man you can
example.
see their Adam's apple. Not every cisgender woman you can't. Like, again, assuming can harm
Okay,
people.
well, what if I do know it's a dude? What if I do?
How do you know? How do you know?
Because I heard him.
How do you know?
It's a dude. What
Wait, are they?
Why would someone just say I'm a dude?
What if I heard them talking in line at the snack bar, and I heard their friends refer to them as they, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, trans.
They doesn't mean you're a dude.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
it's never gonna stand.
Yeah, so if I know that they have a dick, if I know they
You
have
wouldn't know.
Penis.
No, what if I know they have a
Yes, he
penis? I'm
does.
sorry. What if I know they have a penis? If I know they do.
How would you know?
Are they
Just what if
causing
I do?
harm?
What if I
Are
do?
they causing
Hypothetically,
harm?
why does that make
Literally,
Are
yeah.
they causing harm?
Why does it make me transphobic? You guys
Are
are
they
dodging the
causing
question.
harm?
Answer Mel's question.
What if
Are
I
they
know
causing
they're a
harm?
dude? Because they're a
Are
family
they causing
friend.
harm, or are
'Cause
they
they're a
just
family
using the
friend.
restroom?
Because they're a friend of a friend, and I know they have a.
Okay,
I know
are
have a
they
penis.
causing harm, or are they just going into
What
the
if I
restroom?
could prevent him from like causing harm? What if I? Wouldn't that be my job, my responsibility to protect my niece?
No,
saying,
not only-
How
Yes, it
how are
is.
you going to
It is
protect him?
Definitely my responsibility. To
How
my niece?
How are you going to protect them? Tell me. How are you going to protect them?
What do you mean? How am I going to protect them?
Exactly that. I mean, how are you going to protect them?
What are you just going to
Tell me the details.
Just watch the person then.
No, so the question was, what makes me transphobic if I'm uncomfortable with a dude going into the bathroom with my
Because trans women aren't dudes, dude.
What are you talking about,
Like,
dude?
you don't even have an understanding on what being trans is. And what you're doing is you're just discriminating against people. You're not even willing to listen.
asking
Again,
a
I
legitimate
literally
question.
have a teenage daughter who is transgender. The person that you're talking about, when she uses the restroom, she needs to pee. That's it. She's not
Okay.
going to harm anyone.
Okay, you don't know that. I mean, what was that one case where?
I do fucking know that.
No, you don't. No,
Yeah, I
you
do.
don't. How do you know? How do you know that?
Because
I'll
she
use
doesn't-
your
she's
argument.
not
How do you
going to
know?
harm anyone.
How do you
That's
know?
how I know
But how
that.
do you know? How do you know? You're
Jesus
using that
Christ.
argument like, how do you know? It's a hypothetical, right? So, like, if we're going to use educated hypothetical,
Great. So if she commits
let's use
harm
them.
on someone, then that's not because she's trans. That's because she's a terrible person.
Oh, exactly that's exactly the point I started making, saying all
not the
men
point.
and all women can be predators.
No, you're specifically making this point about trans people.
The opposite physical sex from my little niece. Why does that make me transphobic?
It's not just that makes you transphobic. It's the blatant misgendering in this conversation,
No
the
blatant-
disrespect for
there's no
transgender people,
disrespect or blatant misgender.
your lack of being able.
No,
to
you've blatantly
actually
misgendered
listen.
me twice.
The fact that you just talk over me because I'm a woman and you don't.
Well,
wanna
you're
fucking
actually
listen.
you're talking over everybody, and I feel like I don't like when people misgender again. Like it's not an attack. Like it could.
He's literally
genuinely be-
misgendering Adora. Like, come on.
Deliberately misgendering is antagonistic.
Not deliberately doing it. How do you know my intentions? I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. My intentions were
It's
not.
about your impact. It's about your impact and the fact that I've corrected
Okay, well,
you
then
and
don't
haven't made
attack
the
me and try to
changes.
put me down.
But if somebody
saying
is
it's my
not malicious and they make a mistake, that is not.
He didn't just make a
malicious attack.
mistake.
Nah, it wasn't a mistake.
How do you know? How do you know?
How can you tell somebody what their intentions are? Just, I mean,
Because he had just been corrected.
Conversation.
Yeah.
The context of the conversation tells the intentions.
I tried to communicate the way you want, saying like penis and vagina and male and female and all that, and I still couldn't do it. See that? And I'm not transphobic, dude.
he's genuinely not.
Okay.
Like I didn't get.
Am I a woman? Am I a woman?
Argue that you're not transphobic when you're so fucking harmful.
Do I?
I know,
Think you're
yeah.
A woman? Do I think you're
Yep.
a woman? No.
Then you're a transphobe.
No, I'm not. I'm not scared of you or anything like
That's
that.
not what
I'm
being
not-
transphobic
I'm
is,
not
and we already went
discriminating.
over that.
That's just what I think. Are you a cisphobe? Am I a cisphobe?
Are you a cis male? I would imagine so. That's a guess.
Okay, so I'm saying I'm a cis male, right? Like,
great.
Or what?
Right. Well, what makes me a cis male, and why aren't you a cisphobe? Because
would make you a
I got news for you.
Yeah.
Transgender people have valid reasons to be afraid of cisgender people. Your community is harmful to mine.
we have valid reasons to be afraid of everything.
No,
if
you
want
don't.
to generalize. So
Valid reasons
don't
to
do
be
that.
afraid of everything. Like that is
Yeah,
so
I
general.
could-
It doesn't even make sense.
That's a generalization. Like you have reasons, so I have reason too.
Yeah,
But they might not
cisgender
be
people
as
are a
valid as
threat to
you might
transgender
not-
people.
You might not think they're as valid as your fears, but they are.
Why? Can I have a question? I feel, I guess I have a statement and a question. It feels as though you're trying to pull transphobia out of people. Like,
yeah, dude.
Like,
yeah.
Why are...
Yeah, because you have to recognize your transphobia to unpack it.
I'm not done.
Great,
I'm not
go
done.
ahead.
Thank you. It feels like you're trying to pull transphobia out of people, and just as you're saying that what we're doing and saying is harmful and causing harm, I feel like it's a bit harmful on the other end to try to tell somebody and label everybody as a transphobe and a racist and a misogynist and uneducated. That's not the case. You're actually coming in here really aggressive and like not with zero compassion or empathy or understanding of the other end.
I'm not hypocrisy is
done.
unbelievable.
Not
Well,
done.
I would like to address the things that you've said. Right?
Can you wait? Well, you
just
can when
keep
I'm
going
done
on and on.
talking.
So here
When
we,
I'm
yes,
done-
we are trying to pull.
When I'm done talking, you
no,
can
you're
address
good.
what
You've
I'm
done enough. We are trying to unpack. We are trying to pull out transphobia out of people to get them to recognize that they have transphobia so they can unpack it to be a better person. And if you refuse to recognize that you are transphobic, then you're not going to get anywhere. Right? It's not an attack on you. Like literally there is transphobia there. I don't know what
Thank you for the hand heart.
Misgendering trans people purposefully, viewing them as a threat when they just want to pee. Like these types of things are transphobic and are harmful to the trans community. And if you don't want to recognize that, I don't know how you're going to move forward. It doesn't seem like you even want
scared
to.
of, this is going to get personal. Have you ever been scared of being sexually assaulted?
Of course.
Okay, right? And
How is that?
I'm going to make my point. So so would my niece, right? My 6-year-old niece. Like, she might be scared too, right? And like, she might not be as scared of like females or like adults with vaginas as
You're not
she
gonna
is
be able
with
to tell
adults
again.
with penises.
So remove her from the
My
situation.
job, and wouldn't it
If
be my
she
job?
is scared, if you are concerned,
Wouldn't it be
remove
my
her
job? Wouldn't it
from
be
the
my
situation.
job to protect her from that and prevent anything like that from
Yes,
happening?
remove her from the situation.
Why would I remove my 6-year-old niece because an adult male wants to go use the female's restroom?
Here's your fucking transphobia again. I don't know what to tell you.
It's not transphobia.
Trans people are not a threat on your kid. If
I
you,
thought transphobia was discriminating against people just because they're trans, and I don't think
that's what you're doing.
Protecting my 6-year-old niece isn't
From what? From someone peeing?
from a possible sexual predator, adult male sexual predator, and it's just a possible. It's not. It has nothing to do with.
Okay, Sarah, what's more likely? What's more likely? A trans person causing harm in a bathroom or a cis man causing harm in a bathroom?
I don't know.
I would
What's
have
more
to
likely?
look up the statistics.
It's not even. It's not even close. It's cisgender men. It's not even close.
Yeah, but that's
That would be my guess.
That a cis.
So why don't you argue this hard against cisgender men using the men's restroom? Because cisgender men are more likely to cause harm in a men's restroom than transgender people are to cause harm
want the
anywhere.
cisgender men to stay in their own restroom with each other, because if a cisgender
Sure, so do I. Cisgender men should use the men's restroom.
Terrified, right?
Cisgender men typically do use the men's restroom.
Right, for a reason.
Right.
Yeah. So
We're not talking
transgender
about
women-
cisgender men here. We're talking about trans
Transgender
women.
women
yeah.
are not cisgender men.
Transgender women are not cisgender.
I understand
Right.
that logic.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But my question is like, why do the people who don't get on board with that? Why are they invalid? Like, why is everybody invalid?
Because they are harmful.
100%
Because what you are arguing for is harmful. You are what you.
But what they're arguing for could potentially be harmful on the other end of the spectrum.
Prove it. Prove it.
Happened.
Well, then you prove
You have to prove
I can. I can. I can prove to you that transgender people are 4 times more likely to be assaulted than cisgender people.
But the possibility is there on both sides. The possibility fucking
Then don't
exists.
use the public restroom if you're scared, Sarah.
No.
Yes.
Then you don't use the public restroom
That
then.
makes
That
you a
can-
cisphobic, right?
That
That makes
makes,
you
like-
a cisphobic.
What?
If you're saying that I can't use the public restroom
No,
because
if
I'm a
you are
cis-
scared of something, don't go
well,
there.
then should
Don't
I
use
say
it.
that to trans people? Should
Why
I
do you
say
think
that?
Do you think that I'm
It's
actually
discriminating
advocating
against people.
for men to not be able to use the men's restroom? Because I'm not. Thank you for the duck.
But if you want to use a woman's restroom because it's safer and you're scared of the men's
Because she's
bathroom.
a fucking woman. That's why she wants to use a woman's restroom.
Well, if she's
Mm-hmm.
scared of the men's bathroom, then why not? Then stay out of
because
it.
she's not a man.
I do stay out of it.
Yeah, okay, but then you're not respecting the other people's fears of saying like I'm using a
God,
female.
I don't
I'm-
understand.
I'm
Why?
not a threat. My community isn't a threat.
Yeah.
I don't understand how when you're the one discriminating against someone, you think they should be able to. They should be the ones to leave. You're the one discriminating.
Not leave, just not use it. Just use your born parts bathroom.
And again, I talked to you about this already. Do you know that trans men exist?
Yes.
Yeah, trans men, like cis assumed trans men, right?
Right.
Trans men who are assumed to be cis men, you want them going in the women's restroom? I highly fucking doubt it.
No, but that's not what I said at all. I didn't imply that
That's
either.
what they would have to do if it aligns with their sex. They have to go in the women's restroom.
No, because we respect that other genders don't want us in there.
You don't even understand. A trans man, not you, dummy. A trans man.
So like that means like they don't have a wiener. Yeah, and I'm not a dummy. Yeah, I'm not calling you names.
You don't know what they have. The fact that they're transgender men does not tell you what genitalia they have. You don't know.
Okay, here, wait. Let me.
Thank you for the corgi.
Okay, here, check this out. Are men, okay, so like you're a cis male, right? You're born a cis male, right? And then you transition.
So that's not what cis is.
Can I?
No, that's not what cis is.
Let me finish.
If you transition, you're not cis.
I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't clarify. Two different people. You have a cis male, right? Who's born cis male, straight,
Cis man,
doesn't
okay.
Okay. And then this other dude that was born changes and becomes a transgender and like wants to become a woman.
You don't become. It's not a transgender, and you don't become a transgender person.
Okay,
This is the whole thing with your discrimination that I was talking about, right? You're looking at trans women as men who chose to be women. That is not what being transgender is.
How do you know that? Were you a woman?
Because that's not what being transgender is.
Were you a woman before you were born?
A woman is an adult, so no.
Were you a girl before you were born?
Me?
Like,
yeah.
is your spirit a female?
I don't believe in spirits.
Well, then what are your feelings? And what do you mean, like, what the heck?
My sex is female.
We
Yeah.
are mind, body, and soul, right? We can agree on that, or no?
I don't agree with souls. No.
Yeah.
Then what? What?
Yeah.
So when we die, when we die, it's just there's nothing. You just stay here. You're just dirt.
Yep.
That's what you're made of, is dirt. No spirit, no life, no ether.
There's some electricity.
Electricity.
Yeah.
That's sad. Well, anyways, so my question was: a cis male grows up, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got a cis male, a male-born baby, right? And grows up and is trans.
Right. So a trans
Is there hold on. Is there sexual drive different?
What the fuck? Everyone's sexual drive is different. It doesn't matter if you're male or
What if
female.
they're twins? I'm just saying, two males. Is their sexual drive different?
Who the fuck
That's the
knows?
point I'm trying to get at. Is because you said
this?
there's no imminent threat from a transgender male, but there's still a male.
You're making the claim that there is, and I need you to provide me that data.
No, I'm just saying that there's still a male.
You're
so
just
they fall under the male
assuming that
category.
a trans woman's sex drive is higher? Like, what the fuck?
I'm
What?
asking you a question. They're not.
No, there's
they're
no
not higher or
evidence of
lower.
that.
They're the
No.
same. A male's sexual drive doesn't change. Like, you're a male, and and then you got another male, and you're saying that all males, or excuse me, you saying that there's no imminent threat from transgender people, but there are from males, right? But
No,
transgender
what are you
are still a
talking
male
about?
because they have a penis still. So their sexual drive
You're
is still
so unwilling to learn any of this.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just making a point. And so what I'm trying to say is that if people are threatened by that, then why wouldn't you respect that? And why does that make me a
Because
transphobe?
you
Because
feel
I
threatened by
respect that.
something that's not a threat. So you need to educate yourself.
Yeah.
That's
I
the whole
just
point.
laid out why it is a threat, though.
No, you haven't. I've asked you to back that claim several times. You haven't.
Yes, I have. You just said males are.
I asked you to provide a study. I asked you to provide a study.
You're right,
Provide a study showing that trans people pose a threat to cis people.
I'm using your information. You said males.
How is he still going to
are
be
more of a-
transphobic if he educates himself?
You said
I know,
that
huh?
males- Okay, I can't.
Cis males, specifically cis males.
Okay, well, what makes them different? If we're talking about sexual drive and genders and sexuality,
We're not talking about
bathrooms-
sexual drive. We're just talking about statistically that men, cisgender men, are the problem. Some of it is societal.
because there's more of them.
No.
What I'm trying to say is they're just as big of a threat because they still have a penis.
Back that claim
They're
up.
not.
I can provide you data that shows that cis people are 4 times more likely that trans people are 4 times more likely to face violence than cisgender people. I can provide you with that information. Can you provide me with any kind of information backing your claim?
I didn't have a claim. It was a question.
No, your claim is that transgender people pose just as much of a threat as anyone else.
Well, no, what I was specifically talking about males, right? Because you had said that the cis male community is more of a threat to the transgender community, right? That was your claim. So I'm saying if that's the case, and we're talking about and I'm talking about sexual assault in restrooms, right? And they're still male because they're not male, as you say, they're trans male, but they still have a penis and they still have a male
They're not
sexual
trans
drive.
male.
They still have
trans
a male
women.
sex drive. Then that's the threat, right?
God,
And
you're
they fall
annoying.
under the
They're
male
trans
community, right?
women. You
They
don't
still
even
fall under the
understand
male
what you're
community,
talking about.
right? They still fall under the male community, right?
The male community, no, they're trans women. They fall under trans women.
Yeah, no.
So annoying.
I'm just referring to both of you as Sarah at this point. But do you know?
Using your logic.
No, you're not. Do you know what is responsible for sex drive?
Sarah, you're muted.
Sarah, what's responsible for sex drive?
You're muted.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, I got muted. I don't know what happened.
It would be like your hormones, right?
You're right. So trans women typically have lower testosterone because most trans women are on HRT.
Okay.
All of you?
Okay.
I didn't say all.
Okay,
I said most.
Okay,
I
so
have to go. I have to drop down. Morning.
Thank you, hot dog.
Okay, I understand that, right? So, your sex drive might go down.
I know.
Then, what motivates a female sex drive? Their hormones, right? And female sex drive, and could arguably
Okay,
be,
I don't see how this is
stronger
relevant to
than a
anything,
male,
honestly.
right?
We look at
Literally.
statistics.
It's on a spectrum, right?
We look at
People's
statistics.
sex drive is on a
Women are not
spectrum.
a threat.
We can agree on that.
No, we can't agree on any of these things. Trans women are not a threat by statistics. Statistically, they're not a threat. Trans women have always used the restroom to align with their identity. This isn't new.
Why do you have this whole live with a prompt and a question if you're just going to attack people that don't understand or agree with what you're saying?
Because you're not willing to understand.
Yeah.
Nobody. Why are we here then?
You're not trying to
Why are
learn,
you
Sarah.
here? I'm trying.
How are you going to tell me what I'm trying to do and what I'm not trying to do? Literally, it's incredible to me what the claims that you have made about me and my boyfriend. You have no idea the people that we are and what we
You're
do.
disingenuous transphobes.
Outside of this live, you have no idea.
You don't
it's
have to
actually
know the
really
context
harmful
outside
to
of this.
tell somebody that they are transphobic, that they
You are transphobic.
They are not willing
You are.
to learn.
You are transphobic, Sarah. You are transphobic.
Why?
So
Okay,
is
wait.
your boyfriend.
Okay, can you back that? Why?
Yeah,
Give me a
because
reason
you're
why.
unwilling to. You're unwilling to even learn what being
That's not true, though.
transgender is.
That's not true, though. I am.
Wait,
willing
what
to
is
learn.
transgender?
What is transgender?
Yeah.
It's when you change your gender.
No.
Simple. Yes.
Nope.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's so simple. You got it completely wrong.
And this
Oh,
is
okay,
why
well then
this is
all
why
right,
I'm
well then
getting
what's
frustrated,
transgender?
right?
You
Because
tell me.
people who are unwilling to learn what being
I just
transgender
said,
is,
you tell
is
me
going
what
to just keep
transgender is.
discriminating against the
What is it?
community.
Then tell,
What's transgender?
Then tell us what it is. What's transgender mean?
Transgender is someone who's transgender means their gender identity naturally developed incongruent from their sex.
Developed.
Yes.
Okay, so it
Naturally.
started as a cisgender.
No, you don't start
No.
cis.
Well, then
You just
what?
are
How did,
I'm still here.
but you just said developed. What did it develop from?
Where did it start from then?
it just, when it starts to develop, it just develops incongruent. Your gender identity develops in your brain
What's
between
it?
the ages
You
of
keep
3 and
saying
7.
it. You keep saying it develops. What's it?
Your gender identity
Right.
develops
So
in your
you're
brain between the ages of
everybody's
3 and
born as
7.
this. Everybody's so.
So
Then
how can you
agree
even
that-
listen to me if you keep talking over me?
I heard what you said. It's just not really making a lot of sense.
Right. So
You're
you would
saying
have to
it
educate
develops, and it's like,
yourself on how gender identity develops in the brain as children.
I know. I took child development and psychology and stuff. I do understand a little bit.
So
but
how do you not know what being transgender is then?
Well, you just told us,
You
so
just
now
told us,
we know.
So using your definition of developing into a different identity, right?
So you're not developing it into a different identity. You're just developing
You just said
into your
over
identity.
time you develop. So what are you developing from?
That you're not developing from anything. You're just developing your identity, and it happens to be incongruent from your sex. Where I, as a cisgender woman, was assigned female at birth, I developed into a girl, which is congruent.
I fully understand that, and I'm not arguing that is not true.
Right. So being transgender is a natural development.
Okay.
Discriminating against someone for how they naturally developed is problematic.
Okay, so what if people are not trying to, let me talk. What if people are not trying to be problematic and they truly are just fearful and don't understand what to do in a situation where they come in contact with a transgender person and they are uncomfortable, or they like, why does that, what if they aren't trying to be harmful? Like, why can we not try to like truly educate and help people so that they understand better? Like, people don't know what to do because they don't understand.
What is your rationalization for that fear?
That fears don't always have to be rational, dude. Like, I have a lot of fears
No,
that
they
aren't
don't.
rational.
You're right. They don't have to be rational. But when a fear is irrational, it is called a phobia. And when you were afraid of trans people with no rationale,
I don't agree that
I'm
if the
sorry.
fear is irrational, it's phobia. I don't think that's true.
Then we're not speaking the same language.
But
Are you speaking
you
English?
have to understand. I am speaking English. Yes.
Right. So this is something that you need to work on, Sarah. Right. You need to understand. You need to work on why you have this fear, or this.
I don't have a fear.
Why you have this aversion to trans people? Why you feel threatened when a trans person is around? Because it is irrational.
I never said I felt threatened. I don't feel threatened.
You did say that. You did say that.
I didn't say that.
And why would you be upset about a transgender woman being in the restroom with you then?
I said I was upset. Like, you're the one telling me that I'm upset.
Sarah, you literally did. You literally did. Don't gaslight us. When you first came in here, you absolutely did.
I used the example of protecting my 6-year-old niece going into the restroom.
I never said I was afraid of
Does
have a rebuttal for that.
Shut up for
Does it make me cisphobic too because I don't want a regular cis male going into the restroom with my 6-year-old niece?
I have a rebuttal to that.
Am I cisphobic and transphobic because I don't want somebody, an adult male with a penis, to go into the restroom with my 6-year-old niece? Does that make me
so no, that's what?
See what I'm saying? I'm not transphobic.
So
I
have a counter question.
Okay.
So if I have sexual trauma, right? I'm sorry. If I have, because it's been answered multiple times, right? That's continuously answered. Yes. If your reasoning is that this woman has male parts that she shouldn't be able to use the women's restroom, yes, that's transphobic. But what about, so if I'm a male with sexual trauma caused by men, right? Should I be able to kick men out of the men's room because I'm uncomfortable?
No. No, definitely not. No.
Okay, so you're just not being consistent.
Well, no, because I guess it's because you're an adult, and so then you would just like wait till it's clear or something. But you would go around society. You wouldn't expect society to accommodate you, right? You would accommodate society because you're a part of it. We're all sharing it,
right? Do you understand that women can also SA children?
Yes, I made that.
So are you going to kick all adults out? Are you going to kick all adults out of that room with your?
I'm just saying, like, what about an adult person of the opposite genitalia? I don't want them going in with my niece or nephew of the opposite genitalia. Why is that transphobic specific?
Bye, Mel.
It shouldn't be specifically transphobic. That doesn't make me specifically transphobic. That makes me phobic of like a sexual assault by anybody.
Right. So that would still be irrational if you're calling it a phobia.
It's typically comes from the opposite sex, right? Typically, just generally.
I want to hear what Jovan has to say as well.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hi. I was just wondering, for the guest at the bottom, do you believe that we should be legislating bathrooms? Like we should make it so that there are laws regulating who can and can't go into restrooms in public?
Yeah, I don't know. We were talking about a solution earlier, and I had mentioned like maybe just one specifically for trans, but then that got shot down saying that it would be discriminatory, right? Which I get, but it's like legislation wise, I don't know, man. Like the solution is tough, dude, because we're trying to accommodate and respect everybody. So it's hard.
Can I pose a hypothetical to you?
Yeah, of course, please.
So let's say I'm a father and I have a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay.
We're out in public, and the only restrooms available are a men's and a woman's room.
Okay.
There are 3 things I can do here. I can take my 4-year-old daughter into the men's room with me, right. In which case, just like your scenario, she would be in the presence of male genitalia. Uh-huh. I can go into the woman's room with her, in which case I am now going into the female restroom as a man. And thus again falling into what you said earlier, which is where I'm now around there's now male genitalia around the women's restroom, or I send my 4-year-old daughter alone into a restroom, thus making it more likely that a stranger can prey on her. Which one should I do?
Yeah, so definitely the first one, right? The father would definitely take his daughter into the male's restroom, right? And the reasons I say that is because number 1, I'm there. Number 2, I can make sure that the bathroom's clear. And if it isn't clear, I can either cover her eyes or I can protect her from any SA because I will be there. And also 3, she's still too young to truly understand or to be like, what am I trying to say? Like sexually, maybe not sexually aroused. I can't say she's too young to be sexually aroused. What I can say is she doesn't completely comprehend exactly what's going on because she's still young. So, I think that's the most considerate, safest, healthiest option. And those are my reasons.
So it would appear to me that at the end of the day, we're not too worried about the likelihood of something happening, right? Because even if you are there, she may still see male genitalia, which I can only assume is your only issue, because we know that
that's not my only. You can assume that, but that's not my only issue. I've articulated that my issue is SA, right?
The rates of SA in bathrooms are low, so I don't know why is that an issue?
Because low or not, it's still there, right? It's still a possibility, and it can ruin someone's life. And so, if I can prevent that from happening, I'd like to.
Should I remove my child from school because the rates of SA in school are higher than the rates of in bathrooms?
If you think that's the healthiest move, then yeah, you should.
Should I not allow my child to see any family or friends since the rate of SA from close family and friends is higher than all of those combined?
If you as an adult make that judgment call, yeah, potentially.
I'm asking your logic on this, right?
If you have a family of sickos, yeah, that's your judgment.
Wait, hold on. I am probably not going to do any of that, right? Because I recognize that SA statistically is more likely to happen from a close family friend or family itself rather than a stranger. SA from strangers is statistically rarer than the rest of these, right?
And then what about being kidnapped and being sold into child trafficking? That's usually a stranger, right?
Yes, but we're not talking. You said we're talking about SA. Now we're moving to kidnapping.
That would encompass SA, right? Sexual trafficking, sexual human trafficking. That's SA. Right?
No, that's human trafficking.
Okay, yeah, but it becomes SA, right?
Yes, you can get SA'd, but this is shifting the goalpost from what you were originally talking about.
That definitely falls under that umbrella.
No, this is a goalpost.
It's protection.
Initially, we're talking about the likelihood of you getting SA'd in the bathroom. Now we're talking about the likelihood of you getting kidnapped in the bathroom. These are two different things.
Okay.
And then if we're going to talk about trafficking, if you are outside of the bathroom waiting for your child, how is someone going to kidnap them and take them away from the bathroom? You're standing outside, are you not? Even in an instance where there may be trans people in the bathroom, you would still be standing outside waiting for your child. Bathrooms don't have multiple exits.
No, it's really simple. I mean, you can look down at your phone for 20 seconds and somebody could
Why
walk
are
out.
you looking down at your phone if you know your child is in a bathroom with adults?
Well, they wouldn't be, because I would be in there with them.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Okay, so then your now question about trafficking in bathrooms is on the parents if they don't pay attention to their child in a place alone with strangers.
Yeah, a part of it, yes.
Okay, so
That's
then
always the case.
So then this
That's
is
always
not.
the case.
So then,
if
like
you
I
can
said,
do-
this is a
preventative. If you can take preventative measures, the best you can, then you do that.
Yeah,
and
so
it doesn't
as I
make you
said-
transphobic, and it doesn't make you transphobic or cisphobic or anything. It just makes you phobic of those things specifically.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're talking about when you use the word transphobia. I use the word transphobia as like an aversion to or dislike or hatred of trans people, right? That's what like
Specifically for
transphobia would be.
Right. So I've been being called transphobic because of my stance on this, saying that I would rather not have an adult male with adult male genitalia, whether they identify as female or male, going into the bathroom with my 6-year-old niece.
Sure.
And
Why
does that make me transphobic?
Hold on. What is the fear of genitalia being in the bathroom? Why is that an issue?
Well, because typically you're essayed by somebody with the opposite genitalia.
Okay, but why is the bathroom now an issue? They're around
Because it's
people
a
with other
private-
genitalia all the
because it's a
time. Why is
private room? What do you mean? Why is it an issue?
because
it's a private area
human
with closed
are
doors
around
and-
other people with genitalia all the time. Why now, the minute you enter a bathroom, does this become a different issue?
Because it's a lot easier in a restroom, right? Because there's nobody in there. There's multiple walls inside a restroom. People's genitalia are out.
So
right?
it's about the ease of access.
It can be guised or disguised very easily, right?
So again, it's about the ease of access, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think men should be able to coach women's sports teams, girls' sports teams in high school? Do you think men should be able to coach these, since coaches on sports teams traditionally have easy access to their players, as well as constant moments where they can and will be alone with said players? We've seen this when we just look at the essay rate from like coaches and stuff. So should we not allow men to coach women's sports teams or girls' sports teams?
Right. So that's a pretty general question, but you got to talk about the age bracket too, because typically, like, there isn't a women's locker room. Yeah, there wasn't a women's locker room up until like junior high, and then even then, the men aren't allowed in the women's locker room. Right. That would be different. That would be an extra step, right?
Wait, that's 100% not true. Coaches go in the locker rooms all the time, both for men's and women's sports. You have your meeting between games.
My sisters all played sports. Their male coach was not allowed in the locker room while they were changing, dude.
Yeah, but hold on. Your thing is ease of access. There are still going to be moments where this male coach is alone with his players. It's all about if it's about ease of access.
So we can't agree that
it's talk about ease of access.
So it sounds like we can't agree that it's easier to essay somebody in a restroom than it is out in public. Is that what your argument is?
No, my question is very simple. I asked you about ease of access. If your issue is with ease of access, then this should be an issue as well. We have documented cases.
It is an issue.
Hold on.
It doesn't make it not one. It just makes it easier.
We have documented. Let me finish. We have documented cases of mass SA happening from coaches of women's sporting team, male coaches. So the idea that they don't have an ease of access to commit this would just be fundamentally untrue. So if your issue is with ease of access, do you also agree that ease of access, when it comes to men in coaching, we should bar this as well?
No, my answer is no. And the reason is because it's easier access, right? That's just a general in public statement that you're making. I could go up and I could squeeze a girl's boobs, and that would be SA, right? In public, right? But the chances of me getting away with that without any consequences are way, way lower than if I were to do it hidden behind walls in a bathroom. Can we agree on that?
No, I want to. No, because we have
no. Can we agree? No. Answer my question.
I did answer your question. I specifically said no, and then went to explain why. So don't say answer my question when I specifically answered it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Go.
My feelings aren't hurt. That's just an ad hom because you're not listening to my.
Okay, go ahead.
So again, again, there are constant cases of male coaches getting away with essaying players for years at a time before they're ever caught. So again, if we're going to talk about ease of access, and then if we're going to add in statistical likelihood, right? You are more likely to get essayed as a woman by a male coach than you are in a bathroom by a trans person. And yet, when we look at both statistical likelihood and ease of access, you believe that we should not bar one thing, but we should bar another. This is a flaw in your logic.
No, it's not a flaw in my logic because you didn't come at me with any numbers that argue them, right? So it's like, you're just saying that and I'm taking you at your word, right? Even if it is true, just because one is bad and so is the other doesn't negate that the other one's bad. They're both, I still stand on both. Like, you can be right and I can be right, right? So you're just trying to conflate and say like, well, this is also bad. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree. Coaches, doctors, physical therapists, they all essay women. They do. And they do it for a long time. On both sides, women and men. And that's the truth. But should we bar that? Is that the solution?
That's your solution for the
saying, and I'm saying that it doesn't make me transphobic because I want to protect my 6-year-old niece from an adult male with male genitalia in the restroom.
Yeah, your reasoning is the same reasoning that I gave for barring of coaches, but you say, no, we shouldn't do it in that instance, but we should do it in this instance. I've already shown how the logic is illogical.
Do
not remember the case like less than 10 years ago when that one coach of the swimming, was it a swimming team? But when that one coach was essaying multiple girls on his team? Do we not remember this?
Yeah, there was also a gym doctor that essayed that girl for her whole life. Yeah, I'm aware of all these. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is like, okay, then how come the female swimmers didn't want Leah Thompson in their locker room? Does that make them all transphobes?
So Leah Thomas,
they're all transphobic then because they don't want to be.
Yeah, I can answer that. Yeah, the backlash Leah Thomas got was not about her being in the locker rooms. It was about her competing. Period. And one of the only people that was vocal. I'm sorry.
But you're not. It's not. I was talking. Because she is admitted saying, I didn't want him in the locker room.
I'm sorry, I was talking.
One person.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I was talking. So again, as I was saying, what Hot Dog said, there was one person that came out against Leah Thomas, and it's because that person lost, came in 5th place and tied with Leah Thomas in 5th place, and then complained about it to try to get a higher score, even though she was beaten by 4 other cis women.
Okay.
Right? That's the only reason this one person has had an issue and has constantly gone on and gone, well, but I should have. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Sarah, do you remember earlier when you said that you weren't deliberately misgendering me?
Yeah. I totally
Did you notice how you just deliberately misgendered Leah Thomas? Do you know why I don't believe you when you say you're not transphobic?
No, please enlighten me.
Because you're lying. You're lying. You're misgendering on purpose.
But that doesn't make me. That doesn't mean that I hate you or that I'm discriminated against you with malicious intent.
That's not what transphobia means.
What does transphobia mean? Since we're on
the irrational fear, aversion to, or prejudice upon transgender people.
Okay, but I don't have that just because I accidentally misgendered you.
Wait, I have.
It is an irrational prejudice.
It's not an irrational prejudice. I just accidentally misgendered you.
That is an irrational prejudice.
All right. He got banned, and my live got flagged.
I just want to point out it's very clear. It's a very clear contradiction in logic to be upset about ease of access in one instance, but be completely okay about ease of access in another instance, especially when that other instance has a higher statistical likelihood of someone being essayed.
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just transphobia. That's all it is.
I think if you're going to have a stance, be logically consistent with the stance.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Hot Dog. Thank you, Jovan. Appreciate you both.
No problem.
All right. Guys, I'm going to end. I gotta because the fucking guest got banned. I got a flag. I'm going to end. I might come back, I don't know, a few hours. I'm going to take a little break. I might just wait till tonight and go live. We'll see. See y'all later.